Good night. It is August 1, 2024. The rent is due, the rent is due, and if you can believe it, it's a Thursday once again here in Sherbrooke. Outside is 21 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees Celsius, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. But man, it is humid. It's humid. I'm just all wet from just walking home from getting phone at the local game store in downtown Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada. Excuse me, I'm choking out my saliva. Yeah, it's this is 87% humidity, but it feels like more than that. Yes, it's cooled down a lot over the course of the day. We're in the midst of a heat wave, as I believe a lot of other people are. I'm sure there are some that have come out of one, and some people who are about to penetrate a heat wave. It's hot. Tomorrow, I am going to go visit my mother, but she thankfully sent me a text message earlier saying, Alex, you should take the bus because it's going to be a felt temperature of 39 degrees Celsius. I am going to try to wake up early to try to get some stuff done before it gets too hot. I do need to go see one of my friends because I might be organizing a show in September, so we've got to talk about the logistics of that. Will be a Daniel Cowman playing first, and then two other bands. I will not spoil who, but two bands that I think are really fucking good, and I would love to see live anytime, any place, but to be able to open for them. The issue is when, of course, and the fact that I'll be freshly-ish out of rehab, so being in that environment might not be the most intelligent thing, but we'll see. Could also just, it'll be like right after, so I'll still be on the pink cloud, as they call it, that post cessation high. We'll see. That'll be cool, and I still got to work on Dark Souls 4, the Daniel Cowman album that is coming out on the 23rd of August. So I'll try to get some of that work in tomorrow, but it is sort of tough. I just have so much. Look at my room, just like it's better. I did some laundry today, but it's not ideal. Wearing my favorite T-shirt, my Aldous Harding Warm Chris T-shirt. I always get sort of freaked out when I wear this because it's a white T-shirt. It's always a risk, but I like taking risks sometimes. I took a risk tonight by playing my new deck, new Prowess deck for Magic the Gathering. I lost pretty hard, and then on the third match I got to bye. It's basically, if there aren't enough people, sometimes like you technically win one, but you don't get to play. So it's like, it's honestly worse than losing. And I mean, it's just a part of life when playing Magic at the local game store. But it was the worst to get the last one. But what was cool is that I left and I went to the dep, came back. I was just sort of like, looking at people's games and stuff, and I saw this, the dude was playing Ruby Storm, and we had like 15 minutes left. I was like, you wanna play? Yeah, hell yeah. And he won, but it was fun. It was always fun to play against. And he's got these ideas for, my battery's gonna die pretty soon. He's got these very interesting ideas for his deck that I'm excited to see. However, I'm not going to be there for the next 2 weeks. Today, it's so hot. I'm going to start rewatching The Rehearsal, which is one of the best television series I've seen in my entire life. I would highly recommend to anybody to watch The Rehearsal. It's not necessary to watch Nathan For You, which is one of Nathan Fielder's previous TV series. Although I would recommend it, definitely. Especially the series finale, Finding Francis, which is a masterpiece and one of the most amazing things I've ever seen on television. But the thing is that he plays a version of himself, the fictionalized version of himself in Nathan For You, and he continues on with that character. And so I guess I think it does spice it up a bit to sort of understand who the Nathan character is, because the rehearsal ends up, I won't spoil anything, but ends up being about a certain development of the Nathan character, and it makes more sense, I think, because the whole premise is absurd, but it makes it more sense. It makes more sense when understanding how absurd of a character Nathan is. But it goes in like totally impossible to anticipate directions. Totally unexpected. And it's so good, and it's funny, and it's profound. It's really profound. And it's weird, and it's clear that, Nathan Fielder being, I would say, one of the greatest living artists in, cinema, TV sort of space. It is just beautiful to see people who try something, very bold, and then just push through to figure out what is possible to do. What happens when you just push it farther than anyone else has. And it's so good. It's really Twin Peaks, especially Twin Peaks The Return, is my favorite series of all time. But this might be number 2. There's Freaks and Geeks as well, which is really good and was very important to me when I was younger. Which, if you haven't seen Freaks and Geeks, it's just one season, unfortunately. It's prematurely canceled, but it's if you have been a teenager, even not it happens in the 80s, but if you have been a teenager, you will like this show. It's so good. But yeah, the rehearsal might be. It's so good. So I'm gonna watch at least an episode. I do want to get to bed fairly early. It's just sort of sad because one of the people that I get along with, and I get along with pretty much everybody. One that I'd say probably the first person who I really connected with. She invited me to go with some of the other people to this place called La Mare au Diable, which is a bar, but they make their own beer, microbrewery, really good, and just to continue playing Magic. And I wanted to go for social reasons, because I want to connect with these people more. I really like these people, but and especially there are at least one guy that I don't connect with. One of the few people though that I feel like I don't connect with at all, and I wanted to play against him maybe after a beer or two and see if we can actually connect. But it was smart, I think. I feel bad for this person reached out and was like, "Hey, we would like to keep socializing with you," and I rejected it, not meanly or anything, but just saying "No, sorry, I can't." I don't think it was a good idea for me to go there to a place that sold alcohol. Although I am drinking alcohol right now, but to spend more money, and then there's the things that I want to although I'm sure they're going to stay there till 2:00 in the morning, and it just seemed like a lot. And there was another friend of mine who wanted to maybe meet up and talk a bit, but he didn't get back to me. But I think it's good. I'm going to get to the rehearsal today. I'm thinking about the song Expert Eraser. That's the one, right? Yeah, Expert Eraser by Great Grandpa from their EP Plastic Cough from 2017. Great Grandpa are a good band, but I've not enjoyed any of the music that they've made since Plastic Cough. I just tried right now again to listen to a couple songs, and it's just not for me. There were inklings of what they eventually developed into on Plastic Cough, but there was enough other stuff that I liked. Unfortunately, for me, not for them, they seem to be doing all right. They never made a song like Expert Eraser again. It's super good. It starts with these like super heavy, sludgy chords. I love the vocal delivery, the vocal performance, the lyrics. Like the chorus, "Our hearts start beating queer whenever you're here." I like that. Um, and the reference to like Philip K. Dick, and then "We're perpetually occluded," which is another reference to Philip K. Dick. It's great. Like the first time I heard that, like I was not expecting a reference to Philip K. Dick, who is one of my favorite writers. I bring "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep" into rehab. I need to reread that. It is one of my favorite books. It's so good. Book recommendation: "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep" by um, Philip K. Dick. Although I believe I recently in a weather report talked about science fiction. I wish I talked about this because it was adapted into the film Blade Runner, which is a masterpiece. I prefer the book, not because the book is better. The book is quite different. It just explores some themes that are not explored in the film. But what's brilliant about the film is that while being significantly different, I mean, there's of course a lot of common, but like they're very, very different. The film still manages to explore the core themes of the novel in, I would say, a perfect way. Like, it's a different approach, but like both explore the themes in ways that they go pretty deep. So check out Blade Runner if you haven't seen it. Read that book if you haven't seen it. Philip K. Dick, great, really awful at ending books. The ending of this one is pretty good, but like, there's some books that just end like this guy. I think he did a lot of speed, and it was also probably schizophrenic, but they believe that God had beamed a pink laser into the back of his head and given him like divine knowledge about this disease in his unborn son, and then just like a bunch of information that he was living like in two time periods at once, like superimposed, like he was like living two lives superimposed over each other. Really wild. Yeah. They didn't actually like release posthumously. Several years ago, they released the Exegesis of Philip K. Dick, which is just like him, just like writing down all these things that he believed. His whole like belief system of the cosmos. It's probably pretty interesting. Definitely the ramblings of somebody with like a severe mental illness, but probably interesting nonetheless. He's a brilliant writer. Later tonight, it's going to go down to 18 degrees Celsius. It's 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice. Right? No, 21, I'm sorry. 21 degrees. I was looking at the wrong page. 21 degrees Celsius, 69 nice degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, by the way, the sun rose this morning at 5:32 a.m. and it set at 8:14 p.m. That is 14 hours and 42 minutes of sunlight. The days are getting shorter. I'm going to go watch the rehearsal. Maybe eat some popcorn. Yeah, I'll eat some popcorn. And try to not fall asleep too late. So I can get up. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be hungover. But, yeah. There's work to be done. Everyone, have a great night.